Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something from Adidas. And these boots have been requested many times. Finally, I was able to bring them to the channel. These are Adidas Terrex. Well, I should say Adidas Outdoor Terrex Free Hiker GTX. Look at that. And let me tell you guys, yes, these are a little bit on the pricier side, let's be honest. About $180, $189 currently on Amazon. The link is in the description below, but for that price you are getting truly an awesome boot. I am a huge fan. I would say these are definitely on my top 5 of all the Ultimate Survival boots that I review on this channel. These are fantastic, from comfort level to the way they feel, to the outsole, to all the features, which we will talk about, obviously everything in this review. But if you don't have time to watch the whole review, the only thing that I want to tell you, they do run a little bit on the bigger size. Yes, not the smaller size, bigger size. So usually I recommend getting like half a size bigger so you have extra space in the toe box. With these boots you don't really have to. In fact, I would probably even go half a size smaller. Alright, so let's get into the main review. As some of you already know, this review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots section. Yes, basically, if these weren't just your regular hiking boots, but these were more of your tactical combat boots, something bad happened and you were surviving. You had to run, you had to climb, you had to fight, do all of these things, right, in these boots. Would they be good? Would they help you survive? Or would they get you killed? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run non-stop and then a 5-mile walk, again non-stop, no pauses in between, and then I continue wearing the boots or shoes for the rest of the day, so that the total wear time is about 8 hours. And like I said, I love the comfort level of these boots. Fantastic comfort level. There are a few factors obviously that contribute to the comfort level. Let's start with the very first one, the weight. Alright, where's my scale? Here we go. And this is size 10, and size 10 is 15.7. 15.7. Excellent weight. Excellent weight for a mid-sized boot with the waterproofing, with excellent amount of protection. 15.7, you can't go wrong. Usually, I tell everyone here on this channel in all my reviews, if you want something that feels lightweight, you want something under 20 ounce. The more under 20 ounce it is, the lighter it's going to be, the longer you can run, the longer you can walk without getting fatigued from the weight on your feet. 15.7, almost 5 ounce less than 20 mark. Excellent, absolutely excellent job Adidas did there. But let's move on. Next one is the flexibility of the outsole. That's another factor that contributes to the comfort level. And as you can see here, even though honestly it's fairly massive, and it does have decent amount of stiffness, so you can actually get away using these boots with some more or less complicated mountaineering because it's stiff, but at the same time it's flexible enough for you to run properly. So I would easily use these as my trail running shoes without any problems, because you can actually run properly in these boots. Alright, moving on to the Innersole now, and let's see if I can take it out and show you, because it is actually fantastic. It's excellent, just like the rest of the boot. Check this out. Very simplistic, but very nicely distinguished heel bat, as you can see. I mean, very distinguished. Good arch support, good overall balance of being nice and firm, but at the same time jelly to absorb the impact from running. I mean, Adidas did an excellent job in the Innersole. I love it. When you take it out, it goes straight into the midsole, so there's really nothing much. I mean, there's a little bit of a fabric, but it doesn't add any cushioning, so keep that in mind. But let's talk about the whole cushioning in general throughout the whole boot. You do have some extra cushioning here in the shaft, which makes it very nice and soft. You do have some cushioning here in the tongue on this top part, and then going inside of the boot, you don't really have much in the toe box. And then here at the very front, it's a hard toe cap for the protection, and from the inside you don't have any cushioning. So I would recommend some thicker socks with this for absolute ultimate comfort, and obviously get them in the right size too. So overall, on the comfort level, I think Adidas did excellent job. But let's move on to the proofing and protection. Proofing wise, these are waterproof. Yes, GORE-TEX waterproofing. And GORE-TEX is a special waterproofing technology, GORE-TEX. Basically what it is, it's a membrane that is implemented into the fabric, which allows for breathability. It allows the boot being light, but at the same time, very reliable waterproofing. And here, as you can see, it is as smart as really it can get. It's the best waterproofing that I have seen. I mean, I've seen some boots like this, but I haven't seen anything better than this. As you can see, there is no tongue gusseting or anything like this. It's just a whole, basically, kind of a sock inside of the boot. And I'll tell you specifically how much of the clearance we have. Almost 6 inches. So in the mid-size boot, you're getting almost 6 inches. I mean, it's fantastic. Usually it's about 4.5, 5 inches. If you get that, it's perfect. But in the mid-size, 6 inches of waterproofing is absolutely excellent. So Adidas, they just freaking nailed it. Excellent job there. The only thing I can come up with, not a complaint really, but just so that you keep in mind, it does take a little bit longer to put your foot on because there is really no tongue per se. Not a huge deal, not a big deal at all. But just saying so that you know. Now, protection wise, you do have excellent amount of protection here as well. There's a very nice toe cap over here, which actually does a good job. It's a hard rubber, so it's not just a design feature, it's actually a hard rubber. So on the rocky road, it will give you decent amount of protection. The top though, it's soft, so keep in mind, don't drop anything on the top. Now you do have excellent amount of protection from the outsole. It's your Continental tires working on the outsole. Excellent protection there, very high quality rubber. Of course, your heel is reinforced. The only lacking protection here, I would say, is in the ankles. Now, while you do have some padding, I think there should have been a little bit more padding going higher up so that your ankles are protected. Still, you do have some protection in the ankles, but not as much as you could have. All right, let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Now, quality-wise, everybody knows Adidas, excellent brand. I like Adidas. They have been good, honestly, so far. I think one of the only brands that stayed kind of good, true to the people. Quality wise, they're good, and if you check the link in the description below for Amazon, you will find over 150 reviews, almost 5 stars. So people do like these boots. They have been pretty popular. Now, design features here, usually I talk about the lacing system. Lacing system here is great, very simple, nothing complicated. It's just a few, what is it, 5 closed hooks, no open hooks. They all go through the fabric except the last 2, which are the rings for extra reinforcement, which is completely fine. But this is not just a regular fabric hook. This is actually a nice fabric hook which will last, unlike a lot of other fabric hooks, which I, always raises the question how long it's gonna last. Here is actually will, as you can see, because it's made very nicely. The strings are nice, thick and round, just like the way I like them. I don't like those flat, thin strings. These are actually really good. Let's move on to the criteria number 4 now, outsole traction and stability. So whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces. There's asphalt, tarmac, dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, concrete, marble tile, rubber, and then some rock wool. Okay, so a variety of surfaces. And excellent outsole, performs great on everything. Great balance between aggression and flatness. I mean, can't really find anything better than this. I would say some ridges here and here would be nice for climbing stuff. This again, of course, not the purpose, but because this is ultimate survival gear, I'll have to point it out. But I have to say, this front right here, extra aggressive grooves, they actually do help a lot with climbing. So pretty good. And because the profile of the toe box is kind of low, again, you can use this for climbing some moderate stuff. Okay, so pretty good job, honestly. I mean, it's very well balanced, but it handles excellent on everything. I mean, I'm not really gonna talk about snow and ice here because there's really nothing out there that can handle good on the ice unless it is specifically an ice boot with some metal spikes, with some steel spikes. So, but on the snow, this is gonna be just fine. And speaking of the whole ice and snow, let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. This is not a winter boot, there is no insulation, keep that in mind. But with some insulated socks, you can actually get away with this boot in some winter temperatures because it is waterproof, excellent amount of waterproofing, 6 inches of clearance, pretty good. In the snow, it will handle very well. So honestly, just implement some insulated socks and there you go. You have a decent winter boot for some mild winters, right? Nothing too extreme, obviously. But in the hot temperatures, excellent choice. Very nice and breathable thanks to GORE-TEX. So it's easily can be your 4-season boot. Easily. Let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. I already mentioned in the beginning briefly. They do run a little bit on the bigger size, so get your size. Usually I say, hey, get the half a size bigger so you have extra space in the toe box. Get your size. If you're 9.5, sneakers, dress shoes, get these 9.5 and you will still have a little bit of that extra space. You will be just fine. But one thing I wanted to stress out here, make sure you have extra space here in the toe box because here it's very important because from the inside you don't really have any cushioning for this, and you don't want your toe to feel this from the inside because that's what will get you fatigued. You don't want to ruin the comfort level of this boot because it's excellent. You should. Let's move on to the criteria number 7 now, balance of application. So if this really was your ultimate survival boot, would it help you to survive? Honestly, I would love to have this as my ultimate survival boot. I mean, you guys know my top choice right now, the one that I have here in the house right now, ready to go if anything happens, is Salomon, Salomon Ultra X3 Mid GTX. There's so many freaking stuff in this. But Ultra 3, basically, mid-size GTX. And this is mid-size. This is GTX. This is very lightweight. In fact, I think it might even be lighter than my Salomon boots. And the outsole is really just as good. It's just as good. All of the features are just as good. And I think the waterproofing clearance might actually be better here in this boot than in my Ultra X. So, if anything, this actually might be better than what I have right now. So, it's excellent in pretty much every single way. This is an excellent boot. The only downside of this boot is the criteria number 8, the price. $180. Oh my goodness, that is pretty pricey. Okay, now the Salomons that I have currently, you can probably find them for around $120, $130. This is $180, so $50 more expensive. Is it worth it? Yes, I think it is definitely worth $180. But at the same time, there are some very good options in that price range and much less. Like, for example, Salomon X Ultra 3 GTX. $130, $120, that's like $50, $60 difference, okay? That's a big chunk of money. So yes, it's an excellent boot. Yes, it's super comfortable. But whenever it comes to price, there are some options out there, and I reviewed a lot of them here on this channel. So hey, look around, check around, see maybe you can find something that fits you better, that suits you better, that you think is more appealing to you with the features. But if you're looking at this one and you're planning to get it, I don't think you can possibly regret anything about this boot apart from spending $180, knowing that it was worth it because it's an excellent boot. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this free hiker boot? Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this review. If this was useful, please consider subscribing. Please consider joining the membership on this channel. It's only 99 cents a month, but this money will go a long way. It will help me get more reviews, more content, more quality content on this channel, so I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.